In a world where the paranormal often blurs with reality, a woman named Brocard took an unusual step and married a ghost from the Victorian era named Eduardo. Their unusual love story began with a chance meeting, a flirtation that transcended the boundaries of the physical realm. It was a whirlwind romance, culminating in a Halloween wedding. It was a day filled with spectral splendor, an event that defied the norms of traditional nuptials. Their honeymoon in Barry Island, Wales, however, marked a turning point. Eduardo seemed to imbibe the spirit of celebration a little too literally, getting drunk in a way only a ghost could. His behavior shifted, he became possessive, an eerie shadow that clung to Brocard closer than a second skin. Worse still, Eduardo developed an unsettling fascination with the iconic Marilyn Monroe. He'd disappear for days, returning with the distinctive scent of Chanel No. 5, Monroe's signature fragrance, wafting around him. His obsession with the late starlet grew, adding an unexpected and unwelcome dimension to their spectral matrimony. However, Eduardo's fascination with Marilyn Monroe marked the beginning of a series of strange events that would strain their spectral bond. As their honeymoon in Barry Island came to a close, Eduardo's obsession with Marilyn Monroe took an alarming turn. He started disappearing into thin air, only to return days later, his ethereal form permeated with the distinctive scent of Chanel No. 5. Brocard, initially amused by Eduardo's fascination with the Hollywood starlet, soon realized the severity of the situation. Eduardo began to neglect his spectral duties towards his wife, often leaving her alone in their haunted abode. His fixation on Marilyn Monroe was not just an adoration for her beauty and talent, it was an obsession that was starting to take over their lives. Brocard found herself competing with a ghostly icon, a competition she felt she could never win. This was a side of Eduardo she hadn't seen before, a side that was slowly eroding the foundations of their unusual marriage. Would Brocard be able to reclaim her spectral husband's attention? Or was their love story doomed to fade away like a ghost in the light of day? Stay tuned to find out. And if you're enjoying this ghostly tale, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Eduardo started disappearing for days, only to reappear smelling of Chanel No. 5, Monroe's signature scent. This uncanny fascination with the iconic Hollywood star was just one of the many oddities that began to strain their spectral marriage. Brocard, desperate to regain some semblance of normality, attempted to set boundaries with her otherworldly partner. But far from quelling Eduardo's erratic behavior, these attempts only seemed to provoke his temper. The ethereal calm of their home was soon replaced with an eerie unrest. Brocard found herself haunted by the chilling sound of a screaming baby, a terrifying manifestation of Eduardo's escalating aggression. The once charming Victorian ghost had transformed into a menacing specter, turning Brocard's world upside down and casting a dark shadow over their unconventional union. Brocard's life was becoming a living nightmare. She knew she had to take drastic measures to reclaim her peace. In a desperate move to rid herself of Eduardo's haunting presence, Brocard returned to the chapel where they had exchanged vows. She decided to undertake the formidable task of performing an exorcism, a ceremony designed to banish unwanted spirits from the physical realm. In the spectral world, divorce proceedings are slightly more dramatic than in the land of the living. Before this drastic measure, Brocard had sought the guidance of a psychic medium, hoping to assert her boundaries over the obstinate Eduardo. The goal was to tame his unruly spirit, to bring some semblance of peace to their tumultuous relationship. But alas, the ghostly husband proved to be beyond control, his aggression growing with each failed attempt to rein him in. Eduardo's nastiness turned the once loving home into a house of horrors, his anger manifesting in the chilling sound of a screaming baby. Such was the torment that Brocard had to endure, a far cry from the romantic notion of being married to a free spirit from the Victorian era. And yet, there's a silver lining to this eerie tale. Since the exorcism, Brocard has not felt Eduardo's presence. Her life has become lighter and more joyful, a stark contrast from the dark days of her spectral marriage.